Hey Tersh, and for this week's video, I'm doing yet again another marker review. Today I'm going to be trying out these Sanjoki dual tip brush markers that were sent to me for free to review by the brand. And before we get started, I do want to say a huge thank you to Sanjoki for sending these to me to review. And also a quick note, even though these were sent to me for free, I'm still doing a 100% honest review. So yeah, let's get started. Also, I do want to apologize if my voice sounds like a little bit croaky or kind of pitchy. It's just because I have a slight cold and my voice is kind of dry and my throat is kind of dry, so I just have to keep on drinking water. It's nothing that serious, but anyways, this is the box that the markers come in. It just has some stuff about the markers, and the brand is Sanjoki, and it has like a picture of the markers and everything, and it is a brush tip and a chisel tip, and I was super excited to unbox them and see how they looked. So here is the bag, and oh my god, the bag is like so good. First of all, I'm gonna talk about that more later because I'm like fangirling over it, but literally it's like such a great bag. It does come with this clip on the side to open it up. It's like this little belt thing, and it also has a handle at the top, and everything also has Velcro on it so it won't wear down over use, which I think is really considerate of them. And here are the markers, all 80 markers. Oh my god, they look so good, and I can immediately tell that there's a good color selection and everything. And I'm really excited to see the colors. And here they also gave us a swatching card, and here they also got a sketchbook, which I didn't know that they were actually going to come with the sketchbook, but I was like super hyped to see how the sketchbook would be and everything. And here is the marker. As you can see, has a chisel tip on one end and a brush tip on the other. Here's the chisel tip. It basically helps with filling in larger areas in like small amount of time. And on the other end is the holy brush tip, and the brush tip just makes it a lot easier for blending things. And yeah, it also comes with this line on the brush tip so you can tell which one is which. And yeah, so first the bag is like so good. It comes with Velcro on the sides, and you can also turn it into a stand if you fold the side like this. And markers are actually supposed to be stored horizontally so that the ink goes evenly to both ends. So I think that this is just super considerate and super nice of them, and I really like that they do this. They also have this belt handle thing on the top. I don't know what to call it, but they do come with this, and I just unboxed it quickly, and here it is. You can attach it to the top, and you can actually carry the bag like a bag, and you can just hang it over your shoulder, which is super nice. And here is the sketchbook, and oh my god, first of all, it was so satisfying to open it. And it is 120 grams, has 20 pages, and here's just a quick flip through of it. And I did notice that the pages were like kind of thin, and they didn't seem to have any coating on either side, so I was worried that it would bleed through, but more on that later. Anyways, let's get on to the swatching. So this is an 80 set of markers, and I was going to be swatching them twice. First, I did on the swatching sheet itself, mainly for the aesthetics, and I also did it in my sketchbook off camera because marker ink can look a lot different on different types of paper, and it can react different as well. So I always recommend swatching it in the sketchbook that you like to use or that you're using at the moment. And the swatching took me a total of like 45 minutes just for the swatching card, so I didn't really feel like I needed to film myself swatching in my sketchbook as well. But here's a quick picture of how it looked, and also ignore the toga drawing on the side. I just did that some other time, like a week ago or something, and I just had this page empty, so yeah, I swatched it on there. Anyways, I really like the color selection, and for some reason a lot of like the less expensive marker brands focus on some colors more than others. Like they may have 10 greens in a set but like no yellows or something, and this was really nice though because it had all the main colors of the rainbow, and there are a bunch of bonuses and like a bunch of different shades and hues of all the colors. And I was really happy to see that I had a lot of yellows and oranges because none of my other marker sets really have a lot of them. Okay, and then this happened. when I went to open up this marker, the like ink tube thing just randomly popped open, and I was so confused, and I was just like, oh my god, what? And the thing was, when I opened the chisel end, nothing happened, but for some reason, whenever I opened the brush end, that always happened, and I don't know why, but it was like really easy to fix it, and it didn't happen when I was swatching any of the other markers. So I think it's just like a little one-time mistake, and it didn't happen for any of the other markers, and the markers still worked really well, like even after that happened. So I'm just kind of confused why that happened, but yeah. Here are the finished swatches. They also come with pastel colors, which I think is really, really nice, and I'm excited to try it out. The back of the swatching card also has this stuff, which I didn't even notice, so you can see some ink like going through the page, but it just has some FAQs, a little bit about the product, and yeah. I also did reorganize all the markers based on the number order, because these markers don't have the names on the cap or the barrel or anything. As we get into the blending test, I decided to use these two colors, a blue and a pink, and I also wanted to use the sketchbook that was given in the set. So I put down just one layer of the colors, but already it was bleeding through to the other side of the paper, and there were stains on the last couple of pages. And I know that a lot of sketchbooks do this, but marker sketchbooks usually have some sort of coating to prevent it from bleeding to the other side, and these don't. So I honestly don't think I'll be using the sketchbook for markers, probably just like sketches or thumbnail ideas or something, because the marker ink also expanded a lot while using the sketchbook. And just to make sure it wasn't like the markers, I did use my regular Canson XL mixed media sketchbook, and there weren't any problems. Like, it didn't bleed at all through the page or anything, and the ink didn't expand at all or like drip over or anything. And all in all, I see that these markers blend really well, and it's also pretty easy to get a good blend even when the colors are like really different. Now I am starting my final drawing. I did a little thumbnail doodle on a sticky note just to get an idea of what I want to draw, because I'm going to be making this into a full illustration, so I just wanted to get like a little idea of what I wanted to draw and everything. And I was really in the mood to draw like a magical girl, so I chose to draw a witch, and I wasn't planning on making this my OC Rose, but it just kind of turned out that way. And yeah, so I just did a sketch. I made her holding a scepter, but also I do want to mention that I will be coming out with like an all about my OCs video soon. I don't know when exactly, because I am currently in the process of like redesigning every single one of them, because I'm not really that happy with their character designs right now, and I feel like it's just kind of become like a chore for me to draw them, and I don't draw them because I like them anymore. And so I was kind of nervous about changing their design at first, but then I'm like, you know what, they're my OC, so I'm gonna do it. And so you'll be seeing a video on that like later on, but I really like the concept for this sketch, and I really like how it came out. I love how her eyes look, and I love her expression, and honestly I think I did the hands a little good. So I am doing the final drawing, and as you can see, I did make the skin tone like really, really light, and I just switched it to dark last minute because I decided that I wanted to make it my OC Rose. And the ink did expand a little bit. I do want to talk about that. it did expand a little bit, and I wasn't really sure why, because I did do a full complete drawing that I didn't film in my Canson sketchbook, and the ink didn't expand at all, and it was like completely fine and there were no issues. So I'm pretty sure that it's just the sketchbook, because the sketchbook is different from what I usually get. It's the Strathmore Mix Mia one, and it isn't like meant for markers, and it's a lot more thinner than my other one as well, so I think that might have something to do with it. So the ink did expand a little bit, and it was kind of annoying. And yeah, so as I said before, I am drawing my OC Rose, and she does have this light pink hair. It's more faded out usually, but I didn't have the right colors to color it with in the set, and I did end up using like this really hot pink and this kind of vibrantish purple for the shading. And honestly, I think in the end it looks fine. It just doesn't look like the other drawings that I did of her, and I'm fine with that. You know, I don't really mind. Also, quick side note, I did use colored pencils for the white/gray shirt color just because the set didn't come with like a super like gray or like a color splendor. By the way, it does not come with a color splendor, and I know that a lot of people, like some people don't use color splendors a lot, and I know some people really like using them. I personally don't care because I already have like 3 other colorless splendors that I don't even use and I don't touch at all. But if you're someone who uses a colorless splendor, I think that you should probably like get another one, because this set doesn't come with one. But I think that's fine, and it doesn't really matter for me at least. So now on to the pros and the cons. So I'm gonna be starting with the cons so we can end on a positive note. And anyways, so for the first con, the sketchbook that these markers come with, that does not work well with markers. I'm just gonna put it out there. I don't think that you should use that sketchbook for markers, and I think maybe you should use it for swatching markers or like just doing simple tests, but it's not really that fit for full illustrations, because the markers that I use for the blending test, they blend through even with just 1 layer. So if you're someone who likes to layer a lot, then like for full illustration the sketchbook won't take it. It'll be wavy a lot and it just won't work. So I think that I should stick to using it for thumbnail doodles and stuff like that, which is great because I need a sketchbook like that. Anyways, it also has the regular downsides of all alcohol based markers. It does have a slight smell to it. It's not as bad as like my Ohuhus or Parku markers though. It does bleed to the other side of the paper. It does a bit of ghosting, and it doesn't have a colorless blender. Again, not having a colorless blender isn't that much of a problem for me because I don't use it anyways. But yeah, I just wanted to put that out there. And also the ink does expand based on the sketchbook types. I think that you should just experiment and like try out which sketchbook types work with these markers and which one doesn't. As far as I can tell, the Canson sketchbooks work really well with these markers, and like the ink doesn't do anything weird or anything. But like the flimsier type sketchbooks, kind of like the one that I have now, the paper is like really thin, and the ink does expand a lot, so that's kind of annoying. So I have to be a lot more careful when I'm coloring. So yeah. And now onto the pros. So these markers are super affordable. Like, oh my god, 46 cents per marker, that, and brush markers, that is insane. Okay, so yeah, definitely the price is a big part. Also, it has such a large color selection, especially it's like an 80 set of markers, and I think that's great. And it also has a really good color selection, like it comes with some skin tones, and I think that's great as well. It has a brush tip, which is great for blending, and also has a chisel tip, which is great for covering larger areas, like backgrounds or something. And these markers also blend super well, and it has a multifunctional bag. Like, what more could you want than that? And it doesn't have like as strong of smell as the other markers like I mentioned before, and that's like really nice. I like that these markers don't smell as bad as other markers. So yeah. Time for my personal opinion. These markers are brush markers, and they're really affordable, and they come with great packaging and color selection. And all in all, I'd say that they are definitely worth the price. If you're someone who wants to start out with alcohol markers and start your alcohol marker journey, or if you want a better alternative to Copics or even Ohuhus, then you should definitely add these markers to your collection. thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day or night, and I hope that this video helps you. Thank you once again for sending these markers to me, Sanjoki, and anyways, stay safe, stay healthy, and peace out.